Hey everyone. So I don't really know like how meaningful this will be to some people, but to me it is. So, you know, and obviously Zena cares about me, so it's probably meaningful to them by proxy. So when I was a kid, I grew up in the 90s, right? And so to me as a kid, I really had a hard time with masculinity, obviously. Being a trans woman is hard because a lot of things like male socialization, masculine things are really hard to be around. And yet, what I want to bring up is that while that is the case, and dysphoria is still a very real thing, there were glimmers of light. There were occasionally people who were really good representations of masculinity that I genuinely like. And in the last couple weeks, we lost 2 of them from my childhood, and it fucking sucks. So let's talk about them. First and foremost, Kevin Conroy, longtime voice actor of the animated Batman, dies at 66. The man who played Batman in Batman the Animated Series, in Batman Beyond, in Justice League Unlimited, just a host of things. He is the best Batman. I don't care what you think otherwise. Best Batman, hands down. He also did something that a lot of people struggled with, which was to keep him... to keep Batman and Bruce Wayne so absolutely separate. The gravelly tone, the perfect voice for Batman, and yet Bruce Wayne in every scene was this friendly, chipper guy who was great to interact with. You want to see a really great example of this? Watch the first couple seasons of the animated series. If you want to see really good examples of like just how great the writing on animated series could be, watch Batman Mask of the Phantasm or Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. These are both just good. Not good for animated films, not good for Batman films. Good. Just good. Conroy died Thursday shortly after he was diagnosed with cancer, his representative said. He was the influence, can be heard for people like Christian Bale, Robert Pattinson, and many other people who played the character. But few actors said they played Batman quite as often as Conroy. He appeared in more than 400 episodes of TV as the voice, and once more in Bottom of the Dark Knight. This man was a Broadway actor who was in Hamlet and King Lear, and he became the voice of Batman. There's and I don't know if this is true, but there is a story about him helping out and serving food to the paramedics and the firefighters during the cleanup of 9/11, like right after things happened. And I heard this story. I don't know if it's wholly true, but I like to think it's true. And essentially it's that someone said, hey, you're fucking Kevin Conroy, right? You're the voice of Batman. And basically what happened is he went, he's like, well, could you talk as Batman? And so he yelled out in the middle of this like cafeteria, essentially, was one of the most iconic lines from Batman the Animated Series. There's a scene in animated series where Batman is infected with the scarecrow venom and being haunted by the dead image of his father. And Batman says one of the greatest lines ever. I can't show it because, of course, that'll be a problem. Dr. Ness, thank you so much for the $7.99 Australian. Deeply appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Blessings to you as well. But long story short, he belts out in the middle of this cafeteria, everyone being downtrodden and fucking upset and devastated because of 9/11, basically said, you know, I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman. And like, again, there are certain things in my childhood that I relish. One of them is Christopher Reeve as Superman. I love people who can play characters unironically and actually show them as they should be. Not just because Christopher Reeve did a great job like switching between Clark Kent and Superman, him doing the hunched shoulders and all this other stuff. But there's a great line where Lois Lane asks him, why are you here? And he says something to the effect of, to fight for truth, justice, the American way. And you fucking believe him. There's no irony. There's no fucking sarcasm. There's no cynicism. It is unironic and meaningful. And in the same way, that's how Kevin Conroy played Batman. He threw himself into the character, without Batman the Animated Series and following it, everything that came out of it. Oh, he confirmed it all in a video? Oh, that's okay, cool. I'm really glad that got confirmed. Because I really like that fucking story. But long story short is that this fucking sucks. 66 is young. Like, it's not super young. It's kind of young, though. And, you know, you have statements here from Mark Hamill, one of the greatest voice actors of all time, who plays the Joker in numerous things. Kevin was perfection. For several generations, he has been the definitive Batman. Based. It was one of those perfect scenarios where they got just the exact right guy for just the exact right part, and the world is better for it. Like, holy shit. Like, that's so good. But like... Oh, Proud Platypus, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub.
Thank you, yeah.
But like, again, like, Conroy has played in several live-action Batmans and crossover episodes, including he's been in episodes of Arrow, Batwoman, Supergirl, as a Bruce Wayne from a different universe, Conroy's hero, battle-worn, depending on a robotic suit to help him deal with things, which again is kind of the plot of Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond was fucking brilliant, and I don't care what anyone says. Fight me. Conroy related to his best character for another reason, too. Like Bruce Wayne, he also hid his insecurities behind a mask. He wasn't comfortable coming out as gay due to homophobia within the industry, but being Batman helped him with his inner strength. He wrote in a short comic for DC. Think about that. I often marveled at how appropriate it was that I should land this role. As a gay boy growing up in the 50s and 60s, in a devout Catholic family, I'd grown adept at concealing parts of myself, Conroy wrote in a comic, according to the gaming outlet Kotaku.
Holy crap, wow.
He was married to a gentleman named Vaughn Williams. That's fucking based. Batman brought joy to native New Yorker. Conroy felt called to the events of September 11th. Oh, good, they bring this up. To work at a food relief station for first responders. One of his men he served recognized him, but colleague didn't believe that Conroy really was the voice of Batman. So, of course, he said the famous statement in the signature base, I am vengeance, I am night, I am Batman. And indeed, he did prove that he was, in fact, the fucking Batman. Clancy Bound, the voice of Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob's Press Credits, and Lex Luthor in several animated series, called Conroy his hero. Clancy Brown is a fucking treasure. I don't care what anyone says. Clancy Brown is a fucking treasure. Tara Strong, known for her voice in Rugrats, Loki, and worked with Conroy on the new Batman adventure, shared a photo of Conroy lying on her lap with a smile. He is Batman. Yeah. Like... I think what Hamill says here is a good place to end on this, at least this portion of the discussion. He will always be my Batman. God, this sucks. Okay, so that's the first part. This is the second one. Jason David Frank, Power Rangers actor, dies at 49. So, well, Jason David Frank is a person who has a little bit of a checkered past, at least nominally. Not as bad as some Power Rangers actors. The one guy who went after a guy with a katana and killed him from Wild Force is still the winner of that category. If you want to hear some really cool stories, by the way, Austin St. John, the guy who played the Red Ranger originally, has his own YouTube channel, and he talks about things like his battles with addiction and also just like some of the things that happen behind the scenes. Really cool guy. But yeah. So yeah, for those not playing the home game, this man is 8 years older than me. Actor Jason David Frank, best known for the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TV franchise, has died, according to multiple reports citing his representative. The actor died in Texas, his representative Justine Hunt told TMZ. According to People, Frank's representative asked for privacy for the actor's family and friends as they come to terms with the loss of such a wonderful human being. The representative did not provide a cause of death. We'll get to that in a moment. Frank played Green Ranger Tommy Oliver in the popular 1990s series and took on various roles in subsequent Power Rangers projects, including the Marty Power Rangers series. Series sparked popular kids franchises, yada yada. So, why this character matters to me is that when you're a trans kid, it's very easy to think the things going on in you are evil and bad. But what's cool is you then get to resonate with all these evil characters who may or may not be queer-coded. Now, I'm not going to make the argument that Tommy Oliver was ever queer-coded. He wasn't. But the idea of being evil and being kind of pushed into that, no, that makes sense. That's a vibe I get. And I fucking loved the Green Ranger. I thought he was cool as shit. I liked the cool fucking dagger that was a flute that summoned a giant fucking, what happens if Mechagodzilla went on Pit My Ride?
This is why we like the puppet show.
This is why I love puppets. Yeah, the puppet show. What's
the puppet show called?
Which one?
The Thai puppets that are like...
Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Yeah, the Thai, Korean, Japanese...
hybrid
show Thunderbolt Fantasy,
where it's the fucking 3-foot Thai puppets that like are gorgeous and fight like anime characters
and have pretty music
and have gorgeous fucking music.
Yeah,
Mecha Glitzilla, true. But what's really great about this character is that like the Green with Evil arc came out, it was fucking cool. Oh, it actually freaked you out, Failera? Fair. The only character I had growing up was the Green Ranger. I fought so hard, but I could never find it where I lived. I deeply wanted the fucking Dragon Sword. They keep releasing like legacy versions of it, and I keep missing it. But I do have Power Rangers merch. I do have like the fucking Dragon Dagger, and I also have the weapon from my other favorite 6th Ranger, which is the Gold Ranger.
Somewhere on this channel, there is a Things I Love episode, I think, where just shows these things off.
It's true. So here's the thing. This fucking sucks. So why Tommy was meaningful is in the... I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Conroy meant a lot to me because it was the idea of how a man should behave. Especially when he played Bruce Wayne. Always doing good, always trying to help, always being friendly. Like, there was a lot of really cool shit there. Tommy Oliver was different because Tommy Oliver was a interesting case of like a trouble kid who gets basically, essentially groomed and abducted by a fucking moon witch and gets turned into her evil Green Ranger and ends up becoming the leader of the Power Rangers, as well as eventually comes back after like, so he was in original Mighty Morphing, both as green and white. He was the red Zeo Ranger, which by the way, Power Ranger Zeo is still the best Power Rangers, fight me. And the there was literally him transitioning into his best self from the Green Ranger to the White Ranger. Okay, that's fair. I'll give you that one. That might be a little coded. But, and again, I'm not saying Power Rangers was a great show for queer people. I mean, the guy David Yostu who played Billy was treated horribly on that show. He was, the people there were homophobic. He was a gay man, treated him awful. It was not good. Why no Moon Witch kidnapped me? Right? So, but he also was the Red Turbo Ranger, right? And so, what was really cool is if you want to see him in a more modern role, one of my favorite seasons of Power Rangers was Power Rangers Dino Thunder. It's just fun. I actually like the kids in it. I think the Zord sequence, while rudimentary computer animation, is just fun. The theme song is a banger. Probably the best of all the theme songs. But what I appreciate is that in that show, Tommy Oliver is the mentor. He is Dr. Tommy Oliver, an archaeologist who is coming to teach at this school and ends up becoming the mentor to these 3 Rangers. And eventually, I think within 10 episodes, gets his own Dino Gem and ends up becoming the black Brachia Ranger. Which is kind of fucking cool. So yeah, this sucks. And what officially really sucks is, and I don't know any more than what there is, So, Jason David Frank's legal and domestic issues come to light following his death. So, members of the Power Rangers franchise and many more mourn the loss of Jason David Frank after his death was reported last week. The 49-year-old actor reportedly died by suicide. Though no further specifics were given at this time the news broke. His rep had only confirmed that he had died in Texas and that his family was asking for privacy. Alleged details regarding the events leading up to Frank's passing have now come to light, though, and ultimately illuminate the legal and domestic problems that the beloved actor had been engulfed in. So I won't get into this a bunch. You guys can read this on your own, but essentially the issue is that, him and his wife were in the midst of a divorce before he died. Apparently, they had been estranged. She accused him of having an affair and claiming that their union was struggling due to other factors. Via court documents, Tammy claimed that they had come into conflict on numerous occasions and that he had been treating her cruelly. The two had been reportedly separated since July. Tammy Frank reportedly served her husband legal papers while he was attending a Comic-Con event. Wow.
Shit.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's a little rough. TMZ states that she was looking to receive a number of assets in the divorce, including the Texas home the couple owned. While Frank didn't explicitly discuss the case in public forum, she did seem to hint on it on an Instagram post she shared back in August. She included the hashtag new beginnings along with a religious passage. So again, they probably, I'll let you guys read this. I'll put this in both chats. I'm not going to stay on this too long.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking sucks. Not only, again, because, Tiamat, can you throw that in chat? But, like, not only does it suck because, like, seeing somebody in such depths of despair where they commit suicide is fucking awful. And I don't know enough about their situation to judge, but I will say I'm not really a big fan of the whole serving papers at Comic-Con. I feel like that's kind of
that's a real messy event to even try that shit at. That does not
feels ambushy. But again, I can't judge. I don't know enough about their situation. Overtly public. Good way to put it. Yeah, so apparently, at the end of this article, they mentioned the National Suicide Prevention Helpline. Apparently, he had been, after he passed, apparently Amy Jo Johnson, the original Pink Ranger, and other franchise veterans, apparently, celebrated his life, mourned his death. Yeah. So, why am I talking about these two random stars? Well, because, again, finding masculine role models as a kid, especially a trans girl, is fucking impossible. Like, just objectively impossible. And yet, in the 90s of all times, one of the most extreme and frankly terrible eras there's been, insofar as its depictions of masculinity, these two stood out. Tommy was a general good guy who wanted to help and was forced into some really shitty situations, which, no offense, I can resonate with. Not only that, but his actual portrayal of Tommy, as well as just how cool the fucking Green Ranger was neat. I know it's not the same as Kevin Conroy, who was this amazing human being and gay man and all that, and I'm having a hard time talking about Conroy because I will just start bawling. That is how much that man meant to me. See? However, he did not have a dragon sword.
That's the only thing he didn't have.
Yeah, fight me. So here's the thing, is that I just wanted to bring this up because this really fucking sucked. One of the reasons why we haven't really talked about the Club Q shooting yet, we were going to tonight, but I think we're going to hold off till next stream, is that The issue is that like all of this stuff kind of hit me at once. The Kevin Conroy stuff took a while to settle in, and then I found out about Jason David Frank, and then I found out about a friend of mine, someone I hadn't talked to much in the last couple of years, who I'd been on and off with, had some very tumultuous times with, had also died. I still don't know whether that was suicide or whether it was something else. Yeah, a girl I knew who at one point I almost dated, or fucked maybe, but the reality is that, yeah, all that kind of hit me in the face all at once. So it was very hard to have spoons for all of the stuff going on online about the Club Q stuff, as well as just the absolute deluge of stuff conservatives have put out. I think that I want to talk about that more next time.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the plan.
So maybe we'll hit up something on Friday. We also want to talk about the guitar stuff then, but for right now, I'm going to leave this here. If these actors were meaningful to you, put something down in the comments. Say how they were meaningful. I'd really like to hear your guys' stories. And with that said, do you have anything you want to add?
No, just... Okay. Yeah, I'm here with you, kisses.
So yeah, with that said, we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, consider donating to us. You can support us on our website, transgirltherapist.org. You can also help us on our Patreon, link below, or you can become a member here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching.